This week on the Spotlight, a new important White Sox edition, and he's ready to play, and you're going to hear a great quote from him. And Rick Hahn, the big boss, has some great comments. He's a very well thought out individual. And Jimmy Butler, he's not in a great mood today because the Bulls aren't playing that well. And then we go to trivia, and people are kind of barking at me at the championship match, and you'll find out why. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the 27th year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to the Cove for Benkowski Trivia Wednesday, February 10th at 8 p.m. Great people, great game, 1750 East 55th Street. I'll be racing over after I interview some bulls. So I'll see you at the Cove. Be there. If you live southwest, the one you want to try is the Dirty Sock. I'll be there alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. Great food and great drinking people. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. Calabria Imports has Italian foods and a great deli. You mention this TV ad, and you get a free Joe tea with a sandwich order. Conveniently located at 1905 West 103rd Street, Calabria Imports has great stuff. Check it out. I do all the time. Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. Family Dentist. Lawrence Ferlin, DDS, 109th and Kedzie. Crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. Call 773-233-7044. They're doing a great job for me. They'll do a great job for you. Call Family Dentist, Lawrence Ferlin. We're back on the Spotlight, and of course we're at Sox Fest. The first guy to speak and get everybody rolling was the general manager, Rick Hahn. He's a very straight-shooting guy who always has interesting stuff to say and gives you some perspective without maybe tipping his hand on a trade or whatever. But he started things off very solidly for 2016. Here's Rick Hahn's opening remarks.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I think probably the best thing to do is maybe throw this thing open to questions after a few very brief comments from me on a couple of the larger issues that are probably on people's minds this time of year. I think first and foremost, we are pleased with where this team sits right now. As you guys will no doubt recall, a year ago at this time, there was a fair amount of optimism, not only in the front office, but in among the fan base, as well as throughout the baseball community in terms of evaluating what we were able to accomplish last offseason. Frankly, as we sit here today, we feel like we are a stronger team now than we were at that time. Obviously, some of the players, some of the things we were counting on last year did not quite measure up to their potential, which does not mean that that's going to continue to be the case, so there is still some internal upside. But we feel stronger at least 3 positions than we were at the end of the season last year. And frankly, in our opinion, we're not quite yet done augmenting this roster. Doesn't mean that anything's going to happen necessarily, But at the same time, Sox Fest, much like the winter meetings, much like other dates in the off-season calendar, is a bit of a artificial deadline, so to speak. Last year we clearly had a lot of the heavy lifting done at this time, but we're still going to work in what it seems to be a rather fluid market still for players right up until opening day to set this roster. And that really is my preamble for you all. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Excellent. Thank you for coming. With Sale? Yeah, I think Sale had a tremendous season last year. I mean, once again, one of the top 5 or 6 finishers for the Cy Young, and obviously set the franchise record for strikeouts. I think expecting him to continue to build and grow on what he's already accomplished is probably unrealistic given how superlative he's been thus far, and we're really just looking for him to be the same guy going forward. I think, frankly, one of our big regrets is at the end of the season last year when we were doing our exit conversation with players, Chris shared with me that he never felt stronger at any point in his career than he felt in September. And he said, and Rick, I'm telling you, I could make 6, 7 more starts right now. Now, obviously, we weren't in a position to see him in October and see how strong he would have been. So that's one of our main goals, and one of the things we hopefully get to enjoy this season is seeing Chris Sale perform at that level in the postseason.
Rick, will Rodon have any limitations on innings pitches here? And the second part of that is, do you see automatically that it's Danks and Johnson for 4 and 5?
I wouldn't say it's automatically Danks and Johnson just yet. We're going to have Jacob Turner in camp and want to see what he can do once he's fully healthy. Now that he is fully healthy, I should say. So I wouldn't put that in stone necessarily just yet. And obviously there's still the possibility of additions between now and opening day. As for Rodon, no, we aren't going to have a strict innings limit or innings cap, so to speak. We're going to do what we did through the bulk of last season with him and what we did with Chris Sale as he developed into the starter that he's become, and that is respond to what we see with our eyes and respond to what he reports physically in terms of his condition.
So that means that you could have those 10-day skips once in a while?
It's conceivable. I mean, we've done things in the past, even with Chris, where around the All-Star break, we've been managed to get him sort of an extra start by where we line him up before the break, and then when he comes back on the other side of the break. So, knock on wood, we've been pretty good at bringing guys along and building their strength at the big league level, and Carlos will hopefully be another example of that.
Rick,
Yeah.
what have you seen lately so far from Carson Fulmer? Has it changed your expectations of him in the majors?
The funny thing is that if Carson contributed to us in 2017, the year after this one, that would be an extremely quick developmental path. And I don't think that's an unreasonable expectation. Given that how quickly Chris Sale came along and how quickly Carlos Rodon came along, I think there is this mild thought in the back of some people's head that perhaps Carson will be on that same path given his talent, given his makeup, and the fact that we've seen other guys do it. It's certainly, we're not ruling anything out. The good ones have a way of forcing that time frame and letting you know when they're ready. And once they do, we'll create the opportunity. But again, for him to follow the Sale and Rodon path is a very high bar, and I think our expectations are a little more off into the future.
We asked you at the winter meetings.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the family dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Del Sur Mexican restaurant, open for lunch and dinner daily, spectacular new menu. And my trivia game, Friday, February 12th at 6 p.m. Easy to reach at 46th and Halsted. You've got to try it. It's a unique menu and a fun game. So do it all at Del Sur. We're back on the spotlight. We're talking new White Sox acquisitions. And I noticed this guy with a Vila on the back of his shirt. I knew that he'd spent some quality time with Detroit, and I knew that somebody in his family found him expendable. And so there's no question in my mind that he will be super revved up when they're playing the Tigers this season and maybe forever. So a very interesting scenario. Let's take it away with the new White Sox catcher / DH.
It's a good staff. When you look at what their performances last year, I mean, they were solid up and down through the rotation, through the bullpen, and definitely a pitching staff that that can get you to the playoffs and win. And you got to be able to back them up with good defense. You got to be able to get some timely hits and score some runs. And I'm hoping. I've always thought your starting rotation, you want to get 60 wins out of those guys. If you can get 60 wins, you're going to go to the playoffs. And that's always been my goal every year for the rotation for those 5 guys. And then the rest of the wins you try to pick up along the way through however way you can. But that was always kind of like my my benchmark, and felt like if you could always hit that number, you're going to the playoffs, and that won't be any different this year.
A little bit smaller ballpark than Comerica, and I'm asking this as a hitter, not as a catcher with the staff, but does that excite you at all?
It does a little bit. I mean, I've hit numerous balls in the alleys in Comerica where they'd probably be home runs here, so it does excite me a little bit for sure.
Can you talk about a team that has had a little trouble maybe defensively, and you're a guy who fundamentally you come from a baseball family, you have strong fundamentals and defense ingrained in you, it would seem. Can you be a leader in this area and help keep your team straightened out defensively?
I hope so. I mean, I think individually though you have to make sure that you're doing your part. Because it's not my job to tell whoever's playing shortstop or Frazier at third base, hey, do this, do that. Yeah, you make suggestions here and there, but I think individually each guy around the diamond has to make sure they're putting in their work in between games before batting practice to make sure they're prepared on the defensive standpoint. But I've said it many times. I mean, there's 3 keys. I mean, you got to be able to get quality starts. Catch the ball, play good defense, and get a timely hit. You don't need to score 100 runs in every single game. You don't need to make the spectacular plays or throw shutouts every game. You just got to get quality starts, catch the ball when it's hit to you, and get that timely hit when it's needed. And you're going to win enough ball games to get to the playoffs. And that's the way I look at it.
It's interesting because just before I got to you, I think I saw Carlton Fisk walking around here. A guy who was known to be a pretty vocal leader who let people know it when, things weren't going right, and whether it be shifting outfielders late in a game or stuff like that. But that's a pretty good guy to maybe have a couple of words with and, maybe get some of those good vibes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been fortunate that, being with the Tigers, they had a history of outstanding catchers over the course of their existence, and obviously here as well with the White Sox. And Carlton was an unbelievable catcher in his own right. So, but that's the job of the catcher. He's that field general on there, and you can't be afraid to speak up when it's something that's needed.
Good point. With the lineup additions, this team looks like it should score more runs this year, and that was its biggest problem. So it would stand to reason you should be a contender.
Well, I mean, that's what you hope. I mean, when you look at the team on paper, that's what you see. But like I was saying earlier, I mean, over my years, our team in Detroit was always expected to win, and we always expected ourselves to win. There's a difference between those expectations and you wanting to win and actually going out and doing it. And you know, you have to make sure mentally you're in that state of mind, not only as a player on a team, but also as a team. Everybody's collectively on the same page that, you know, every day you have to make sure you have that, you're putting in that work and that preparation in order to figure out a way to win that day. You know, it doesn't matter if you win that game 10-2 or 1-0. Just figure out a way to do it that day. And, you know, that's the most important thing. And scoring runs is a major part of that, but you know, scoring the runs at the right situations. I mean, there's many times you can be part of a game where you're scoring runs, you know, and winning games 8-0, but can you win that game 3-2? You know, figure out a way to get that extra run, you know, when it's a tie game in the 8th inning. So, you know, there's scoring runs and then also scoring the runs at the right times.
Can you mention playing against Detroit and how you may have a little extra motivation in those games?
Well, it'll be fun to play against them for sure. I mean, obviously the relationships that I've built there over the last 7 years have some good ones, and it should be very interesting when we play Detroit again. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't wait to kick their ass.
It's a perfect outcome.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700.
And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery too.
That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
You know you should get to the Dirty Sock on alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. when I do my trivia game. They have great food, great drink, great people at 93rd and Roberts Road. It's a fun place. I've been going there for years. So start coming out on Thursday nights at least. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. We'll have fun. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. We're back on the spotlight. The Bulls are on the road, of course. Jimmy Butler has been a mainstay. He's beefed up his offense tremendously after being kind of a defensive specialist early in his career. But even he couldn't pull the Bulls out of this doldrum that they were in heading out onto the road. And unfortunately, the last video we have of the Bulls is of a losing nature. So you just have to bear with it and hope that this road trip snaps them out of it. But Jimmy Butler in a sad funk after a loss to Miami, and he doesn't seem to have, nor he should he necessarily, not being the coach, a lot of explanations for it. Take it away, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy, Fred was bemoaning the fact that you guys didn't have the ball movement in the second half, just 3 assists total. I mean, what was the problem out there, I guess, in the second half?
Missed shots. I think we took a lot of great looks, just didn't go in. I think we guarded well for the most part. It's hard to win whenever you miss shots.
How had a big first quarter looking back at the game? I think maybe we might have gone in a little more as a team because he was hot early on.
Yeah, I think so. But that's on us to find them in positions to score. we got to get him to rock whenever a guy's making shots like that. You know, got to make the defense guard.
Hey, Jim, what happened on that picking pop with Bosch in the final minute? It looked like you and Powell had a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, miscommunication. That's it.
What was supposed to happen?
I don't know. That's what happens when you miscommunicate. You know, don't rather to switch or stay with your own. Just got to talk it out. Normally it doesn't happen with me and him, so it's on both of us.
Jimmy, it's 4 losses in a row here at the United Center. They're all bad, of course, wherever you lose, but does it hurt even more when you don't win on your home court?
Loss is a loss. You ever want to win at home, but every L counts the same. You just got to start pulling these up.
How difficult is the attrition when you again lose another player like Derek in the middle of the game like this?
Obviously, it's tough. I'm on point guard, it being Derek at that. But we still expected to win games. Guys got to step into his role and do what we're supposed to do. Yeah, we need him out there, though.
Defending coming up with a sort of a throwback game. I know you weren't the only one defending him, but it's like he was throwing everything at you tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hell of a player. He's been doing it since, 03? That's what he's known for. He's a big-time player, and his career is what it's been because of the way he scores the ball, how aggressive he always is. That's what you're going to get from him every night.
Long road trip upcoming, good time, bad time, doesn't make a difference?
It'll make a difference. We better win some games.
Is it difficult the fact that you're coming off of a big win against Cleveland and you can't
Can't be stuck on that win. I think everybody was over. We was on and thinking about Miami ASAP. We just didn't win. You know, after a big one like that, lose this one hurts. But we got another one coming up soon.
In the fourth quarter, when your offense stalled, is that the time to take it to the rack? Everybody just start taking it to the hole?
I don't know. We just didn't score the ball. We just missed shots. Take to the rack, jump shots. It was all good shots. We just missed.
Is there a highlight element of the West Coast trip for you?
Nah. I just want to go play some basketball.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. We go to Oliver's, 6100 West 159th Street for live trivia. Thursday, February 4th, the next one, at 7 p.m. That's a fun, rambling crowd. Eat, drink, and have fun at Oliver's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Del Sur. Mexican restaurant open for lunch and dinner daily. Spectacular new menu. And our trivia game next, Friday, February 12th at 6 p.m. Easy to reach at 46th and Halsted, but check out that new menu. You can go in before. You don't have to wait for me. Check it out, Del Sur, right over by there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You better get to Jackie's Hot Dogs, open past midnight 7 days. 2 Polish and fry, $5.69. Gyros plate with big fries, $8.59. Big Baby Double Cheese, $2.85. Tamales, Italian beef, pizza puff, shakes, chicken breast, onion rings, and more at 5415 South Pulaski. They have it all going on at Jackie's Hot Dogs. I highly recommend it. I eat there periodically. I love it. You should try it too. We're back on the spotlight at the title match at the Sock.
It's a nice roll. Bad bounce, but nice roll.
You've got to get it closer than the tape.
Closer than the tape. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Really?
Oh, she didn't drink that last beer. I'm closer.
Second one came in a little hot, so it goes to Sock Danger. Yeah, that's very big. Right, Sock Bar, Presidents, My Show, or Movie Lines? Two presidents have the first name Franklin. Name both of them.
Franklin Roosevelt, Franklin Pierce.
Roosevelt and Pierce is right. Boy, Adam, you must have gone to school that day.
Something like that.
300. Stooges are up. Ladies only. Largest arm tattoo. So it's Stooge against Shy Sharks. Do you have an arm tattoo?
How about piercings?
That's not up now. Arm tattoo back there? Okay, then we'll roll the ball to solve the tie. So I need a roller from each team.
We'll be rolling closest to the box.
You guys all out of your chair.
Your Sandra Day O'Connor tattoo. Is that what it is?
No, it's
Speed racer. Oh, that is so wrong, man.
I gotta get closer to the box.
That looks like Sprite.
I hope to never see it. No, thank you.
So it was very close, but as it plays out, the Stooges get it. 140. Stooges to 320. Shy Sharks.
Here we go. Yes.
We'll go to presidents.
Pick up. I can only do this.
5 presidents have H last names. Give me 3.
Hoover, Harding, and Harrison.
Hoover, Harding, and Harrison. That's good. And don't forget Rutherford B. Hayes. 160. So Shy Sharks, 450. JMB.
And we'll see you next week. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop.
Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.